Well, good evening. I hope you can hear us. We're just having a little simulcast tonight with our friends Russell Prue and Marie of Seeds of Creativity. We're going to have a half an hour just hanging out here on our cardboard pyramid stage. I don't know if you've seen this before, but it's it's something to see. Something to see. Who's here? Bernice Mora. Bernice Mora. Is that somebody here at the moment? Let's have a look. Let's just see if anybody here. Anyone there? Basically, we're just going to have a little sort of hangout really and see if anybody wants to sort of find out about how we're doing all this streaming stuff, this crazy creativity. Before we go live to our friends, as I say, Seeds of Creativity Learn Radio with Russell Prue and Marie. Very exciting. So I think we'll get a bit of a banner up. We'll edit that so it's Simulcast 21, I think we'll call this. There we go. We'll put that up on the screen. And yeah, we are suffering terribly at this precise moment from not jet lag, but sort of COVID jab lag, I think we'll call it. Jab lag. That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? We'll call it jab lag. And so here I am. Hopefully you can see me. If I wave, you can see me. No, you can't see me there now because I've got that big blue that pink banner in front of me. So if I get rid of that, you can hopefully see me. I'm down here on our cardboard pyramid stage where last weekend we launched a rocket. We had all sorts of fun. I mean, my goodness, it's just remarkable the stuff we get up to here at Crazy Creative Steamco Land. I think they're calling it putting the A in STEM tonight, which is a bit of a laugh, isn't it? It's all good. And what I think we'll do, actually, I think we'll kick off with a little bit of a rocket launch. Let's see if we can't find you a little bit of a rocket launch. This is, actually, I can jump back down there. There we are up there. And if I press that button there, everything kind of pans across. And here I am. Hello, I'm Nick Corston. I'm just a dad. And my goodness, this is not for the faint-hearted, I can tell you. A year ago, I had never, ever live streamed. I was thinking this the other day. I was wondering, in fact, if I'd ever even live streamed something. I was wondering if I'd ever even live streamed something on my phone. I don't know. I mean, it seems like billions of years ago, doesn't it now? We've got some comments. Who's put a comment? This is where you look and see the comments. We can't hear you, Nick. Always a wave from Crafty Cafe. Hello, Maria. I've got to stand up here now. I've got to pull myself up to get over that. Oh, Leia's in the house as well. Hello, Leia. You're 18 and a week now. How's it being 18-year-old? It's all good for you? So we've got a few people here. So if you've got any questions, if you want to know about the tech we've got going on here, because I'm prepared to show you warts and all tonight. Well, I'm not showing you that wart on my elbow. But we're kind of low-key tonight. I've even got my glasses on because the screen is really small. But if any of you want to have a look at what we're doing here, just put a shout out because we've got about 10-15 minutes until Russell and Maria are going to connect. So if there's any questions about live streaming, oh, what's that? Deborah today. That's an interesting old. There you go. Eliza's looking good. She's looking good there. Somebody says watching in India. Deborah today. Hello, you're watching in India, are you? That's interesting. You need to get your T's and I's in there, but it's all good. Global audience today. Actually, I live streamed from not from here, but to a school in Queens in New York, which is really special because 5 years ago I was out in New York for the United Nations. They had a United Nations General Assembly, and I was invited out for the launch of the Global STEM Alliance, which was great. It's a bit of PR puff, really. And I wonder if I can get that up here. Let's have a look. STEM New York Steamco blog. Here we go. Just in case anybody thinks we're making this up as we go along. I didn't find it, did it? Steamco. I wonder why that didn't find that. Let's have a look. Because the only trouble is I've got so many blogs now. It takes forever to flick through them all. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, here we go. I can pull this up. So this is. So how do I get that up on the screen? I'll tell you how we get that up on the screen. I go down here and I click that. And I click that, and I click that, and I'll make that desktop capture. Is that the one we want? No, that's not. We don't want that one. That's no good, is it? There's another desktop capture, that one. Yeah, there we go. God, it looks like I know what I'm doing for a minute, doesn't it? So that was my invitation over there. Trouble with telly, you point over there, but in fact, you want to be pointing over there. So everything has to be back to front. So here I am. This is just brilliant. In New York. And the United Nations General Assembly, my goodness, they don't mess about with the security, as I'm sure you can imagine. All these big police trucks turn up. That's Graham Brown Martin. He was the guy who sorted all that out. There I am actually in the United Nations General Assembly. And the reason I mention this is that I went to the World Maker Fair. And there I am at the New York Hall of Science, which is like their science museum. Oh my goodness, this is all come back. This is 6 years ago. And there were some amazing activities. That was Pepsi. Believe it or not, in America, Pepsi do STEM. I mean, not a surprise, I suppose. But these two guys here, they're a couple of dads. And they made a rocket launcher. And they gave me a rocket launcher. And that kind of sparked my whole rocket thing, really, because they gave me a launcher, which I hadn't really thought about having much to do with, really. And that's just changed everything. It's made everything really quite incredible. Ford had a stand there, look, with lots of timber, even though they're making cars. There I am with my new Steamco t-shirt with a big logo. This is a little activity that somebody created that shows how pinball machines work. Looks like I could do with having a little something to stop that flicking through quite so quickly, couldn't I, really? There we go. Oh, no, it's not going backwards. I need to have those little commands on there. That was early day Steamco blogging. So I'll get rid of that. So anyway, yeah, so it's very exciting to be in Queens today. It really was very, very exciting. I'm going to cough. So I'm a real pro. Russell Prue's probably watching. He'd be quite impressed because I actually muted my microphone before I coughed, which is what pros do. I've been watching a few pros. So it'd be quite good if I can get that back onto where it was now. That's back onto screen 1. Okay. Now this laptop here went to sleep because I let the battery power cable. I'll tell you, this is real Heath Robinson stuff. This is. Now I'm in a thing called a virtual set here. Oh, look, Russell Prue's in the house. Russell sent a little message. What's he got to say? Hello, Nick. We're ready for our 7:50 pre-show hookup. So looking forward to this groundbreaking show. Should be good. Yeah, he's saying hello to the posse. This is innovation. Does that mean you're watching? I've got an audience. That's good. That black screen's a bit not very cool, is it? I might just get rid of that for now. Let's click that box there. That will get rid of that. But check this out. So the virtual studio is really cool because what I can do is I can pan to different cameras. So I can come to a wide shot like that, and that's really cool. And I'm green screened in here behind my little desk. I've actually got a little graphic that I could put in front of this. It's got a wavy top, so it gets away from this kind of straight bit here. And later, in a minute, we're going to hopefully get Russell and Maria sat over there. That'll be fun. We can put PowerPoint up there. So it looks like my laptop's come up, finally, come back up for air. Oh, getting ready. It's funny how Windows always likes to reboot, isn't it? When you really don't want it to. But we've got, so yeah, I was going to show you the launch. Let's see if I can find you that launch, because this is epic. So basically, anything we seem to shoehorn rockets into absolutely everything we get up to here these days. So let me see if I can find you the latest rocket launch. Yeah, this is the latest rocket launch. So watch this. This is just off the scale. And if you don't agree, then I don't know what you've been checking out, because this is pretty damn cool. So watch this. So I have to, when I bring a new input in, I have to press lots of buttons like that. So I click that up there, and I can get it playing like this. And why haven't we got the audio?
T-minus 15 seconds.
So this is a 3D model.
12,
Coventry
11,
Cathedral.
10,
You did hear me cough.
9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So here we go. That is
running.
a cardboard Coventry Cathedral. So what we did for that is we did a 3D model made of Coventry Cathedral. These children were filmed on green screen in the video over there. And we've got some drone footage, so drone pilots. All those people, if you're in a school and you want some drone photography, there are pilots who will literally do some drone photography for you. They'll do it across their exercises. Because you all like to do a little bit of what they call CSR. What's it? Screen 1, I could make that. We could make that into the rocket launch. So we could put that there like that. And now I can cut back and I could run that again.
20 seconds and
I can
counting.
map that across there. So now that's actually in my PowerPoint window up here. So I can even put my hand over it because it's all chroma keyed and color overlay.
11, 10,
So that was, as I said, that was all inspired by
ignition
the ever
sequence start.
incredible
6, 5,
Daryl Wakeland.
4,
We love Daryl.
3,
I mean, I actually think
2,
Daryl is the
1,
internet sensation
0.
of lockdown.
All engine
Because
running.
Daryl made us.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
So that is a cardboard model of Coventry Cathedral that Daryl made. And we briefed it very specifically so that the tower can take off. And off it goes. Now what I do is I do that, I just toss it over there like that, and suddenly it's gone. It's actually gone to space. It's actually gone to space. That's just fantastic. So that's a bit of cardboard modeling. So Daryl does his pictures, and that's great. We wanted it 3D. So what we did was we did it in 3D, like this. So I'm going to map that into, I'm getting a bit carried away now. I'm going to map that into my little window up there. So instead of that, I'm going to map my screen capture. Is that it? Oh. Wow. Now that is pretty full on. That is what happened. That when you've had a COVID jab and the screen does that, that's enough to flip you off the edge, I've got to tell you. So let me just get that back. So I actually clicked the wrong desktop capture there because I wanted that one there. Oh, that's in the background now. That's really, we really have muffed it up quite spectacularly, haven't we? Where's that then? Phew, that was, and that's not right, is it? Because that's the wrong one. My goodness, we've managed to actually get the wrong. Oh, I've got an undo. Let's just put this undo to the test. Undo. That's an undo that doesn't actually undo what you want it to undo, isn't it? That's a bit annoying. So the background actually wants to be an image, which is right up the top here, probably. Let's have a look. How about that? Phew. Now you want to see what I'm seeing. Okay, I'll show you what I'm seeing here if you want to have a look, because this is not, as I say, this is not for the faint-hearted, but basically this is the screen that I'm looking at. I told you I'd show you warts and all. So that is basically the screen that I'm looking at. Now over here on the bottom right are all my audio inputs and all my audio channels, all my video stuff over here. And then over here is my preview window, and this is what's actually going out. So if I don't want you to see all that rubbish over there, I can fade it
20 seconds and counting.
And that's on auto page.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9.
So that's what I'm looking at all the time. And if anybody ever wonders, oh, why isn't it looking a bit vague? Well, if you've had a COVID jab and that happens, and you want to know why something's working over here and not working over there, then that's really what I'm looking at. But what I wanted to show you was this. So this is the 3D model of Coventry Cathedral, which was developed for me by a very nice man. And in fact, I tend to get different people make these things every time because we don't have an awful lot of budget. So people tend to do these for their portfolios as much as anything. But isn't that superb? And that's obviously not rendered. And this is quite an early version actually without the little stage on it. So that's created as a 3D model. I might be able to show you another rocket one actually. We've got a really cool rocket one here. Let's have a look. I can show you the open recent rocket launch. So look at this one. This is actually a rocket launch, this one. So this is the cardboard Tracy Island that we had for Parklands Primary. So we can zoom in, we can pan around. I can't remember what the commands are, and I can look underneath. Now we've actually got a timeline here. So you'll see the rocket, there's the rocket there. So the rocket takes off. This is actually reasonably rendered. It's actually got the cardboard. And then that gets rendered as what's called an alpha channel video. So it's all basically all black. And I'm trying to get that up on my screen. Let's get that up here. So let's put that there like that. And let's get our desktop capture. That's the wrong desktop capture. That one, yeah. Okay, so now I can professionally, this is the trouble is when you get to my age, you have to talk while you think, you see. So that is the 3D model of that rocket launch and going through there. So I might even be able to show you, there's no might, I will show you that video of what that sequence actually looked like. So let's get this PowerPoint up, because this is part of the presentation. So at the moment, I'm traveling all over the country virtually, doing presentations for schools called the Inspire a Nation 21 Festival, basically. And the idea is that we are getting kids all excited about creativity, and then we're going to go and see them for real. So this is us just sort of setting it all up virtually. So let's just set this up again so that now you can actually see the PowerPoint. So we don't want desktop capture anymore. We want screen 1, which is up here. There. Okay. So this is Will Alexander. Super guy. He's a cardboard artist, a bit like Darryl Wakelam, and he made us this Tracy Island, which is inspired by Thunderbirds. And so what we did, we had that model, and he then showed us how to make the rocket, and this is all on our YouTube channel. It's about an hour-long workshop, cardboard modeling, really, really cool technique. So he's a fine artist. He's a sculptor by trade, basically. And what we did was we took a photo of it against a green screen. This is actually in Yorkshire Sculpture Park when we were on tour there. And then using Photoshop, you take the green out, and then you get a photo of somebody's school playground, and you stick Tracy Island in the middle of the school playground, and that's how it works. And so basically, this is kind of like Thunderbirds chewing gum and string on steroids, really. Oh, Nick Hawks is in the house. Hello, Nick. Lovely to see you. You've obviously tracked me down on Facebook. Nick Hawks, absolute legend, good friend. He probably wants me to get my disco ball out. It's cardboard only tonight, Nick, I'm afraid. Sorry. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you that little video of the takeoff, and then I think we'll probably be just in time for our pre-sound check, flight check with the mighty Russell and Maria. So, Sneaker AHP launch. Let's find that. Oh goodness me, it's hard when you type under pressure, isn't it? There we go. That should bring one of them up. Yeah, that's looking good. So, yeah. So this is that rocket launch that we did at Parklands Primary for all the kids there, but for the kids all over the country, basically. So I just map this new audio input in here, and I'll fade that across there.
30 seconds and 9.
So there you go. So what you've got there is...
Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds.
So this is all CGI. We had drone footage. It was all pumped in. Amazing. And there's a fantastic website called People Per Hour, which is a great way of just finding creative talent. So the drone guy, Jimmy's name was, he was found in People Per Hour. He's from York. So the graphics for this and the rendering is somebody else. It was all put together.
0. All engine running.
And we can actually go to school sends us a video of their playground. This, so it looks.
We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Oh! There you go. Those little kids are fantastic time watching rocket go off. And those kids obviously were at home. I always worry that kids are going to go up to school because they want to see this thing a bit anticlimactic because it's not there. So there you go. So I'm going to shut all this stuff down. So I think we're probably just ready for Russell and Maria. They're probably going to come on Skype. So Skype running. Yeah, Skype's good to go. So it looks like they're all ready. Well, not ready, but they're pretty good to call in a minute. So what's going to happen tonight is any time now, Russell and Maria are going to call in and do a sound check. And then at 8 o'clock on the dot, we are going live to... We're going live to their transmission. Every Thursday night, they do a thing called Seeds of Creativity, which is an hour, 45-minute long creativity radio show on Learn Radio, which is absolutely brilliant. This is quite cool. Watch this. I think, oh, the rocket's going to get me. I love it because there's always a few smart Alex in the school. That's all fake. It's not real. It's fake. And then the best one ever was a kid put up a little message. He's done that in Blender, which is the 3D software. The 3D software I just showed you is absolutely free. Can you believe that? Imagine being Autodesk and those companies that make that software that they used to make a living out of, and now they're all being developed by open source developers. I mean, it's just incredible software. That's you don't want to be standing in the exhaust fumes of a rocket taking off. Oops, somebody's trying to call me. Hang on a second. Who's coming in on that one? Okay, that's coming on the wrong. Russell, you're coming on the wrong one there, mate. So if you're there, Russell, I'm going to call you Russell. I don't know how that happened. Let's have a go here. Let's get this call going. So, now I'd quite like to hear some ringing. Am I going to hear a ringing tone? Yeah, that sounds like we've got audio there. Right. So let's turn that off. So as I say, we are live and direct from Coventry Cathedral here. Russell Prue's there. Has he got his microphone on mute? Because I can't hear him. You're going to give me a sound check, Russ?
No, he's not got his microphone on mute. He's good. He's
here.
good. Hello, yes.
Russell Prue's there. Has he got his microphone on mute? Because I can't. Where's that echo coming from? There's a delay.
It's coming back and coming back down to you, which I've just stopped that now.
Oh, that was you, is it? I always assume I'm at fault, you see.
Okay. No, not at all. I'm bouncing the signal through YouTube. I've just muted that, so that should now go away.
Great
got it.
Stuff. Okay,
now should have Maria. Do you not have Maria yet?
30 seconds and 9.
So she got a
Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25.
It's calling her. 2 of 3 are in the call. I did a group call. I wonder if somebody was actually calling on another account a minute ago. I don't know quite how that happened, but not to worry. She'll be here, I'm fairly sure. So let's get. How do you fancy sitting behind your cardboard box again, Russell? Do you fancy a bit of that?
Oh, I love the cardboard box. It is so, and it's modelled by an esteemed character as well, isn't it? So, it's not just any cardboard box. This is a Marks and Spencer's cardboard box.
You've got links coming out of your ears tonight, haven't you?
It's not a problem. It's what we do. It's what we actually
do. Absolutely brilliant. So let me see what I've got to do to get you up here. Is that going to be you? Okay.
Because what I might have to do, because I think Maria's on hold now, because I was calling you. So, oh, there I am. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Yeah.
I'm loving that. I have not appeared on your broadcast yet. I've got both ones. Oh, there I am. Excellent. Thank you. Can you make me thinner?
Yeah, I'm going to make you. Yeah, I'll take a few pounds off you and jiggle you.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. Oh, that's so good. I'll just get the microphone down a bit. There we are, just under the desk there as well. There we are. Excellent. Maria's here now. Yay!
I wonder why that's not letting me zoom in. Hello, Maria.
Hi.
Let's get you in as well then. So, I was just chatting to my tech support actually, and he said you can script all this. It's all totally automatic. The only trouble is once he's scripted it, I'm in hock with him forever because any problems, I won't have a clue how to fix it, you see. So let's get Maria up there. Multi-view.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Where is she? Let's have a look. Oh, good. She's actually there. I'm going to have to jiggle you around a little bit.
Make me smaller.
I'm going to make you smaller, don't you?
Can you sit me next to Russell? I'll behave. I'll be good.
I'm not having you hog the limelight like that.
Oh, no, lovely.
We could do a Susanna Reid and Piers Morgan without the storming off.
It's suddenly a very topical show, isn't it?
Isn't it just? They've never been talked about so much.
So you've got a good audio feed from me there, Russell, have you, and everything?
Yes, you're sounding gorgeous. Yes, you've got a good face for radio, and it's all working fine here.
Super.
We're just coming up to the 2-minute marker for our slot, just to let you know. Hey, that's good. That looks looking good.
Okay, let's just...
Oh, thanks, Carol. That's nice. Oh, I love it. I love this as well. Gosh,
and you can hear me okay? Sound check?
Yes, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Is that better?
I don't understand what you're saying. Sorry.
1, 2, 3 in Espanol.
Don't do all this foreign stuff, mate.
He's so bad. He'll get us taken off air. Oh, no, he won't because we own the station. Right, we're coming up to a 1-minute marker.
Okay, quiet please, everybody. We're going live in less than a minute now.
Yeah, we've got a 60-second countdown. It's going to run in 25 seconds now. All right. Taking over the station now. It's good you can hear all the background chat as well, how we actually do it. How fabulous is that? It's really good. Stand by for our 60-second countdown, folks.
Carol Allen says you sound great.
She's really kind. Thank you. And away we go. Coming up to 35 seconds. Mike standing by. Everyone okay? Excellent. Maria, all check?
All good?
Good to go.
Excellent. Just hang on in there, as we'd say to our guests at this stage. Just hang on in there. Nick will bring you in when we're ready, as long as you don't send our audio back. That will be absolutely fine. 20 seconds now, folks. Here we go. Stand by, everyone. Good evening, it's 8 o'clock on Thursday, the 11th of March, 2021. This is Seeds of Creativity, show number 24, and we are putting the A into STEM.
You're listening to Maria and Russell. This is the Seeds of Creativity live show on learnradio.net.
And a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really playing everywhere. Here are our contact details.
Contact the show right now. Drop us a text to 07 8600 26 400 or email the Seeds of Creativity team on seedsofcreativity20@gmail.com. You can also write on our Padlet and drop us a shout out on the page. Just head to learnradio.net and click on Seeds of Creativity to find us. Remember, we're on air until 8:45 p.m. tonight.
Oh my goodness, we are thrilled at this prospect, listeners. Thank you so much indeed for joining us on learnradio.net. We are playing across Facebook, on Twitter, and also on YouTube as well. Nick is hosting us. Thank you so much indeed, Nick. We will bring him in just a moment. We look absolutely fabulous there live. We've not done video and radio at the same time. It's going to be a slight delay, so just get used to that. If you want to listen to us on Facebook, you can. Suggest you don't have both open at the same time, or you could flip between our player if you want to listen to our music as well. Maria, good evening to you. How are you?
Oh, good evening. I'm so excited. It's nice to be sitting next to you for a change.
Isn't it good? It looks like we're on a real... He's so good with his cardboard cutouts. More of that later, because we've got questions aplenty on that. Folks, the Padlet is open. We use a post-it note Padlet technology on our radio show page, and you can find that by just going to learnradio.net/seeds of creativity, or go to learnradio.net, click on the next live show button at the top there. That'll take you to the today's page. Everything is there and set up for you. You don't need to register. We don't need any details. You don't need to be a user at all. You can just click on the button there and you can write us a note during our show. And today is all about putting the A into STEM. Maria, what do we have planned for our listeners and viewers tonight?
Wow, for our listeners and our viewers, this is very exciting. Yes, so Science Week is continuing until this Sunday, and we thought that we would designate another show to STEM, which, as I'm sure you know, it's science, technology, engineering, and science. But this time, with a little twist of lemon. Is that okay, Russell? Twist of lemon there.
Oh, I love that. A little lemon zest. I like
Lemon
it.
zest,
A twist of lime, as they say.
Yes, wonderful. So last week's show, we spoke to Laura Watford, a secondary colleague who shared many ideas on the show Padlet for us to revisit at any time. And it was a brilliant show, wasn't it, Russell?
Stunning, absolutely stunning. We'll have to get her back as well. Absolutely. But we wanted some arts, didn't we? We needed some extra arts, some A.
We did. So we wanted to put the A in STEM by including creativity in the arts. So coming up in the show, we have invited Nick Corston, who leads STEAMco. And he's going to talk to us about creativity and how he has innovated his practice over lockdown and his plans for the future. Now, last week, Kate Robinson, the daughter of the late Sir Ken Robinson, curated an online conference called Imagine If, to continue with his legacy and promoting creativity within education and creative communities. Now, Russell, you know, I started watching at 10 o'clock and I didn't stop watching it until we were live on the show for our next show. It was absolutely incredible. And that whole imagine if and what I could do for my future and our future in education is just incredible, wasn't it?
Absolutely amazing. Kate is managing the legacy that Sir Ken left us and doing it so eloquently as well. We're really looking forward to having her on one of our shows soon. We're doing all we can to get her on there as well. Just absolutely amazing. And it's really good. It's breathing new life into the topic as well. And it's just, as Sir Ken said many times, creativity is the stuff of growth. And we love that.
And we've certainly grown in the last 12 months. I mean, I've grown immensely. My creativity has been challenged, but actually it's quite extended itself, because I've never really been somebody who thinks in the box. I'm always out of the box, and like one of Nick's rockets, I'm always thinking of the next exciting thing to do. We started a crafty cafe on a Saturday for our young creatives, and now we've gone onto YouTube as well, so the content is on there. So, I mean, I'm a big thinker about, if nothing ever changed, there'd be no butterflies. And there's always capacity for change, always capacity for change. So Russell, can I ask you, how's your creativity increased in the last 12 months?
Oh, a quantum improvement, I have to say. We've moved stations, we've reinvented ourselves. As you say, we're doing book clubs, we're doing shows for care homes. Our first care home radio show is going out into a group of care homes, Port Haven care homes, this Sunday, Mothering Sunday at 11 o'clock. Anyone can listen, but we are really just taking requests from care home residents and their families who've not been able to visit until quite recently, and the restrictions are still quite strict. I have to say, only one person from a family can get into a care home to see their relative, and so we're providing a link, a live radio show, and there are shout outs already on the page. So it's that kind of innovation, if you like. I'm also inventing new radio equipment as well for folks that have got even less money than they had last year, and so people are asking for more value for less pounds, bless them. And so a couple of new radio stations have come out of me in the last month, I have to say, based on some nice new kit which has just become available. So having to innovate and recreate stuff all the time just to keep up, keep the price down, and keep the opportunities as high as they can be for young people to be creative.
Thank you, Russell. And so how can we get our listeners involved and our watchers?
Well, there are a number of ways. I have to say, if you're on Twitter, you can just use us very simply. Use the hashtag Seeds of Creativity. You'll find us on there as well. If you go to the show page, scroll down a little or swipe with your finger if you're using a tablet, you'll find we have a Padlet on there. That contact Padlet can be written onto, and we'll read those out. And you'll see questions appearing there as well. And I guess our first question, which I'm just about to publish, I will kind of do that now, really easy. How has your creativity increased over the past 12 months? That's our question, our starter question for 10, I have to say. And to fill the time, it's going to take you to write on there. I can see we've got some answers already. Thank you so much indeed. And you can also write, I guess, on YouTube if you like as well. Facebook, I haven't looked at that yet, but I guess you could do the same there. And perhaps we'll ask Nick to relay those into us when he comes on the show. To help you do that, short piece of music. This is from an artist called Pogo, a bedroom musician, we say, Australian chap, and this is called Forget. We are back after this. Track away.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I've muted the music there because we're not streaming your audio out on our channel. We don't want to get a copyright strike tonight. Going well, looking good. Lots of buzz on socials. Lots of buzz. Yeah, it's all good. Did you? Good.
Well, Guy, that was really good.
Good.
I can see there's an interesting bit of delay with the video and the audio there, but that doesn't matter because we're not listening to it, so that doesn't cause us a problem. I'm trying to think, as we come out of the music, that might be interesting, but I'll worry about how that works. Good. Oh, I'm loving it.
With the music, are you?
No, music is still playing at the moment. We've got 1 minute 18. We'll disappear. No, not at all. Yes, I have muted it to you. So I'm not actually sending you music. So actually, you can't play it. Which is
I know, because I muted it, and I've now unmuted it, and I thought, hang on, I can't hear it. Why can't I hear it?
No, that's because we're on the channel. No, that's fine. But you might catch a bit of it. 59 seconds on this. Jingle out. Oh, nothing, not at all. It was only, you've heard everything on the show so far as well.
No, what's the comment?
Oh, it's called Pogo. Forget. You can listen to it on the playback again, because we take all the music with us as well.
Oh, good.
Right, so I've got an answer from Lorraine as well. On the page, she's still typing. 37 seconds on the clock, folks.
We come out to you, Russell, and then
thank you so much. Yeah, and then will you take Lorraine's question from the contact Padlet? That would be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that? Okay. Just approving our hub as well. 23 seconds. Right, stand by everyone. Coming out now. I'll cut this really tight, Nick, so you don't have a problem. So you can put this back onto your audio if you like. I don't mind if people hear this as well. Right, coming out 10 seconds. You're always allowed 10 seconds. Here we go. Stand by everyone. Absolutely stunning, that track.
This is Seeds of Creativity, live on learnradio.net.
Thanks very much. Get in contact lots of different ways this evening, folks. Carol Allen has been on Twitter as well. It's looking, sounding good, Carol says. Thank you so much indeed, Carol. That is just lovely to hear from you. Keep those mentions coming. We're on Twitter, and we are also on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube. And you can find us on this Padlet as well on our show page, learnradio.net/seeds of creativity. Maria, what have you got on Padlet so far?
Thank you, Russell. So we've got a comment by Lorraine. Thank you very much. So we asked our listeners and our watchers, how has your creativity increased over the past 12 months? And Lorraine says she's done more writing, including poetry. And I don't know if this is creativity, but I've learned more about the potential of radio and social media to inspire creativity. I think that is creativity, isn't it, Russell?
Yes, I'd say so. Absolutely say so. Absolutely. What else have we got so far?
So she also mentioned she's just listening to all the developments we are making. We're sounding fantastic. Long may it continue.
Brilliant. Excellent as well. And there's a comment from her as well. Did you get that one? She's done some more writing. We've seen that as well, including poetry. And I don't know if this is, yes, I see what she's saying. Excellent. Got that as well. And then there's something just still being written by our lovely listeners at the Art Hub as well, which is really good. I'll let you finish that in your own time, though, but do finish it before we finish off air as well. So there's all the comments so far at the moment. What have we got next on the show?
So you are listening to Seeds of Creativity on learnradio.net, and moving on with the show, we have a very exciting guest joining us, as if you didn't know already. Now, we certainly practice what we preach here, and we are being innovative, and we're trying something new this evening by live streaming the show. So I'm having to sit very still and make sure that I'm not swiveling on my chair too much. I'm a bit of a fiddler. But we are delighted to have Nick Corston, who for some need no introduction, and for others, no introduction is needed. So good evening, Nick, and welcome to the show.
Hello, lovely people. How are you?
Very well, thank you. It's just wonderful to be sitting next to you and chatting to you with this high-vis jacket. I've seen you on your live stream many times, and to be here with you is just incredible. So please can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and where this passion for creativity started?
My goodness, I thought it was only a 45-minute show.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I'm a dad. My name's Nick Corston. I co-founded a non-profit community enterprise called STEAMco. Actually, 10 years ago this year, we started it in my son's primary. And we help connect our kids with their art and our communities with their schools. So it's about community engagement and helping our kids find something that they can be passionate about. Ken Robinson called it their element. We call it their art, something that they might be able to make some money with, they might be able to make some friends with, they might be able to make the world a better place with. I love art so much, I bought the t-shirt, as you can see here. So for us, it's not about the arts per se, but very much art in its broadest possible sense, where art is whatever we do that connects us to somebody else. So Russell, I'd say his art is radio, it's making stuff with electronics, it's storytelling. Maria, your art, well, how long have you got? I mean, it's making, it's painting, it's doing, it's cutting, it's gluing, isn't it? There you go. I told you I don't do short answers. Russell should remember that from Festival of Education 6 years ago.
Well, if it's something to do or make, I'm certainly there. Certainly there. I really do enjoy it. I mean, I embrace my creativity now, absolutely. And Nick, following UNESCO's lead, there was World Radio Day about a month ago, and their theme was Innovate, Evolve, and Connect. We're live streaming this radio show with your help, Nick. Can you tell us a little bit more about your tech? It's very fancy.
Cool. How long have you got on that one again? So basically, a year ago, I had never ever live streamed. I don't even think I'd done a live stream tweet on the phone. And after 5 or 6 years building Steamco up, I was starting to get bookings, going into schools. I had a speaker agent. I was getting keynote speaker work. It was very exciting. Then obviously the virus took everything away. And one organization stood by us, and that was LGFL. John Jackson of LGFL had us booked in for a conference, had me booked in to do a conference, an EdTech conference. And I said to him, look, don't cancel the conference. Let's do something online. He said, well, what's that look like? I said, well, we can do some green screen technology. We can have people speaking on stages and blah, blah, blah. And he did. I don't know if he understood a word I was saying, but as many people do, they realize the only way of getting rid of me is to actually say yes. And he said yes. And basically supported and sponsored us to build a green screen studio in my spare bedroom here in West London. And gave us a little bit of advice and some tips on the way to, the sort of people we should be talking to. And we did our first ever green screen. I might actually be able to, let me just get my glass. I might be able to show you a bit of a behind the scenes thing here.
That'd be wonderful. Thanks, Nick.
Let's see if this is, that doesn't want to work. Why doesn't that want to work? Hang on a second. Okay, I'm going to have to import that again. So basically, last year I bought Russell will understand this kind of tech. Basically, I bought a video mixer. It's a bit like the disco mixers that Russell will be used to, where you mix different channels of audio. A vision mixer just mixes video. And I had an 8-channel vision mixer, which meant I could plug 2 or 3 cameras in. I could plug 3 laptops in. And here we go. I've got it working now. And had a whole table full of kit. Now, people take for granted things like Zoom and Google Teams and Meets and all this stuff. I had to have a mixing desk like that just to juggle all the audio from the 3 laptops that connected to Skype and wires and bits and pieces. And the other week, I upgraded it all with this. So what I've now got is 1 laptop, and that's actually the most powerful laptop known to man. My sons suddenly like me again because they think that they can play games on this. Everything's on that screen there, all the controls. I've got a laptop down here for the PowerPoints, which provide imagery. I've got a screen over there, which is where my Skype and Teams and Zoom stuff is. And then everything's happening in this laptop. And then down here, I've got a box of loads of buttons. I haven't read the manual on that one yet, but I can press lots of buttons on there. So that's really the tech as much as anything. Now, I think the important point is that this is pretty high-end stuff, but anybody can get cracking with things like StreamYard, with a thing called OBS, and a lot of those products are free, but it's just having the confidence to have a go, and that's what we're keen to do. We're keen, a bit like Russell teaching people the art of radio. We're quite keen to help people start producing stuff like this and TV shows like this. So that's the tech. Are you with me, Maria? Are you still up?
I think I am. Yes, yeah. There's a lot of tech there. I was very excited. I use OBS to record the videos for Crafty Cafe, but it's absolutely incredible. I'm in awe of you, Nick. I really am. Now, Russell, creativity has certainly been challenged over the past 12 months, hasn't it?
Absolutely, and I wonder what if I could ask Nick really. How has lockdown inhibited your creativity, Nick?
Does it look like it's inhibited my creativity?
Well, I realise it's a bit dicey asking a question, but for some people it has inhibited. Has it inhibited yours?
To be honest with you, I think it's the fact that maybe the question that Maria answered earlier, which I didn't really answer. My creativity was born as a child. We didn't have TV because they virtually hadn't invented it. We had a black and white telly when I was about 4. And basically I was a Blue Peter child. I was cutting, I was sticking, I was making, I was gluing. And that's what this project's enabled me to do. It enables me to sort of do that, to work with children, with kids. So I think it was that creative problem solving approach that I developed as a child that has got me through lockdown, because it's made me think, well, okay, we used to go to schools. How can I go to schools without physically going there? And I've realized that this tech is there. My first system was a real bodge. It was real Heath Robinson with the 8-channel vision mixer. But here I am now with tech. And this is the same tech that Sky are using, and professional broadcasters are using exactly this software. So yeah, I think it's just, I think to answer your question, Russell, it's really made me think different. It's made me think, how do I do what I need to do? How do I survive? And how am I resourceful? And I think scarcity is the mother of all invention, isn't it? And innovation.
No, absolutely couldn't agree with you more. We're back with Nick in just a few moments. Folks, do get your comments into him. He is open to questions, and actually they're quite decent and shortish answers this evening, so there's a good chance we'll finish before our next radio broadcast at 9 o'clock, which is a good laugh. Nick, thank you so much for enjoying this so much. It was absolutely fantastic. And the proof is in the eating here, and we're completely live, and I know there's a comment from Ian as well. Absolutely enjoying the show as well. Maria, how can our folks get in contact with us?
Thank you, Russell. So we would like to ask our listeners, what questions would you like to ask Nick, and what would you like to be doing to explore areas of STEAM? So that's STEM with that extra A, that extra twist of lemon and lime. Please use Contact Padlet to share your questions. Just press the pink circle with the add button and write in your comment. And Russell, to give everybody a little time for their creative questionings, what music have we got?
Lovely track. Another short one, not too long as well, because you'll have to mute it whilst you're listening on YouTube. Although we do have permission for this, so actually you should be okay with this. We do have full permission from the recording. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see. Oh, no, you're absolutely right. This is a bit tricky, isn't it? This is from Grace and Perry's Art Club, which I absolutely fell in love with. It's a lockdown special. This is Alex Parsons. He's the composer, and this track is called Alan Measles. It's so arty. It's a gorgeous track, I see what you're saying, but actually, it's not, it's self-published, so it's not
probably not
in
the copyright system, is it?
It's not going to be in the copyright domain.
Go on, whack it on. That sounds fine.
I can leave you back in this as well. I think you'll be fine with this as well. Not that we ever listened to the whole track at all, actually, I have to say that. So Maria, on the Padlet's there as well. So we created the Art Hub. Would you like to get that on the way out?
Yes, I will.
That's on there. I've approved that as well. It didn't make it. They ran out of space because whoever they are, and hello if you're listening to this on YouTube, you'd have to be on their not channel. You put this in your name box. You ran out of characters there, unfortunately. You don't run out of characters. So I've copied it into the main box. And if you go back and you can edit that, you can add some more to that if you want to. If you create a post, you can go back and edit it with these. 57 seconds on the clock, folks. And that's really good. And then Lorraine's just writing on the Padlet. I just proved that as well. So there's one from Megan, Penny, and Simon on there. Maria, you just pick one and then hand to me, and we'll take those if you want on the way out. 37 seconds on the clock, folks. And it's looking and sounding good. Listener numbers are good. All systems are reporting in and okay. Really good. Listeners across the UK. No listeners outside the UK at the moment, which is interesting. We usually have one that drops in from America at this time. I have to say. It's always very interesting. We say good evening, Prime Minister. Right, 15 seconds on the clock coming out. Stand by, folks. I absolutely love that.
You're listening to Maria and Russell. This is the Seeds of Creativity live show on LearnRadio.net.
And we are so live. It's 22 minutes past 8, and you are listening to the Seeds of Creativity. Thanks so much for joining us. We are live streaming across the planet. We've got music playing, we've got your messages coming in, and we're really enjoying this evening. Thank you so much to Nick Corston for making that particularly possible. Maria, what do you have on the contact pad so far?
Thank you, Russell. So we've got a message from the Art Hub. They have created a free art hub at London South Art Hub for all children and families to access. They launched this January in 2021, and this was their way of realising their passion as primary school teachers and a seizing agency. Now, thank you, Art Hub. Russell, can you explain a little bit for the listeners if they want to write on the Padlet?
I certainly can as well, folks. It's easy. Just go to that pink circle with the plus key on there, hit that, a box will pop up with your name or your organisation in the top box, and then below that is the text box. And the lovely folks from London South Art Hub have just discovered that. Thank you so much for that. And they just completed writing their last few words on there, and I'm just going to put that back up and accept those amendments. And because this is moderated, we use this in the classroom with young people. It has to be safe and secure and compliant, and we do that by by reading through each of the messages before we allow them to appear publicly on the Padlet there as well. It's brilliant technology, lots of people use it worldwide, and it's a real game changer for us in the art of live radio. Other posts, well, we need to collect personal data from you, we need to collect your email address and stuff like that, and that's, you know, tricky depending on, you know, you've got to qualify who people are, whereas this is so simple and straightforward as well. So it's easy peasy. A couple of comments on the main Padlet as well. Maria, there's an answer from Penny. Can you see that?
Thank you. So Penny says, we've been more creative with our learning and approaching subjects in a more creative way. Lots of outside learning through art and experimentation and crafts. They're using more practical activities to distract from using computers where possible, but also more creative with the tech they've been using. Thank you, Penny, for getting in touch. What else have we got, Russell?
Thank you. Something from Lorraine there as well. Lorraine saying, I love the broad definition of art from Nick. What specific things does he do in schools that supports teachers to view this approach in the curriculum? Well, Nick, that's a good question for you.
So one of the things we do is we run creativity days, which we call STEAMCO days. So we can come into the school with a little trailer with a whole range of activities in that the whole school can use to run a creativity festival, get the parents involved, get some local businesses involved, get all sorts of people involved. So very much a multidisciplinary creativity day. And I think it's very important to stress, thanks for your kind words about the art definition. I actually got that from a very clever man called Seth Godin. Look him up. He wrote a fantastic white paper called Stop Stealing Dreams. That's the difference between an advertising guy who writes a paper about education, and he calls it Stop Stealing Dreams, and an academic with maximum respect like Sir Ken Robinson, who wrote a paper about a book about creative schools and called it Creative Schools, Stop Stealing Dreams. You see the difference? And for me, creativity is very important to think of it as both a creative subjects, the arts, the music, the dramas, the painting, the DTs, as well as creativity in terms of pedagogy. So creativity is a very, very big word. And if you're interested in this, check out Professor Bill Lucas, who's written a fantastic book called Teaching Creativity and Proof That You Can Teach and Test It, which I know is quite contentious.
Brilliant. Excellent. Thank you so much for that. Maria, what else do we have there?
Thank you. So Nick, Simon has a question for you. He says he loves your work. Can he ask you, please, why do you wear a high-vis jacket when presenting? Is it dangerous?
I'm the sort of guy you need to see coming, basically. That's what it's all about. To be honest, it's a bit of a hang-on from our festival. STEAMCO is inspired by three things: Ken Robinson's TED Talk, half of one of Guy Claxton's books called What's the Point of School, and a trip to a festival called Camp Festival. And we went there 10 years ago and now have a big stand every year. And on the day of setup, you have to wear high-vis. And it's all very health and safety and forklift trucks running people over, or not really. And it's basically just stuck. So it's become my trademark, really. There's also a little bit of a Banksy thing there. Banksy says that the best camouflage you can have for doing his stuff is high vis. And I've actually blagged myself in just about everywhere with a high vis jacket. I've been on main stage at Camp Festival. I've been backstage and all sorts of things. I actually met Nile Rodgers backstage. I managed to get through because I had a high vis jacket. I did have a backstage pass, which helped, but they had actually closed it to everybody other than his crew. So I hope that answers your question. Just basically to help people see me coming, because I think that saves a health and safety warning, really.
I love it. I love it. I'm on to Amazon right now. I'm ordering a high-vis vest in extra large for me right now because I think that's fabulous. Megan's been in contact as well. Thank you very much, Megan. Megan says, looking forward to the show. Can I ask Nick, what's the best way to engage my school community? Good question, Megan.
Well, that's what we're all about. Thanks, Megan. I mean, basically, STEAMCO is about community engagement. And I'll show a little film at the end, actually, of a day we had in Liverpool, which is just wonderful. And the rocket thing is something I've become fairly well known for, and that's based on this book which my dad found in the Oxfam bookshop he volunteers in, Rocket Boys, about 4 boys who didn't want to be coal miners in West Virginia in the 50s. They saw the Sputnik, learned to make rockets, and ended up working for NASA. And I've been given permission to take this story into British schools. So I do a half-day session. We go in and do an assembly about the story, about making how rockets work. So it ticks the science box, it ticks maths, it ticks creativity, it ticks storytelling, it ticks literacy. And then we make rockets with a class or maybe the whole school sometimes. And then at the end of it, we fire a dynamite rocket off in the playground. And it goes 500 feet high in the air. And I tell you what, it's the last time that many parents don't go to a school day if they miss out, because it is just incredible. Everybody in that community is buzzing. And then we go back in a couple of months and run the full day. So it's about using these things to inspire, to engage, and to connect communities.
I love it. I've seen lots of videos from that, and it really does catch the imagination. And local press often turn up as well, including the local constabulary as well, but then that adds to the drama of it, and then I see why Ivy's Best comes so useful now. Folks, if you've just joined us, this is the Seeds of Creativity. It's a live CPD radio show. We are on air every Thursday at 8 until 8:45. The time is exactly 29 minutes past 8. It is live because we do real time checks like that. We take your questions and your observations, and we put them to guests live. And we always have an interesting guest. And this week is no different. I'd say they're just absolutely fascinating. And we push the boundaries because that's what it's about. We're broadcasting in video and on audio as well. It's an interesting juxtaposition with the delays, but I'd expect that because of the way it's been streamed on different platforms as well. So Nick, I wonder if I could get back to one of our questions here as well. How can colleagues blow on the embers and reignite their own creativity for their students? Because a lot of that's gone out in the last 9 months.
Oh, blimey. So nurturing their own creativity. I think I think two things. Do something, JFDI as we used to say, and I won't break that acronym down just now.
Thank you.
Get your license taken away from you, Russell. But no, just do things. But more importantly, go into spaces that you're not confident with. Try things that you're not used to, and give your young people, your children, your students, the chance to learn with you. Demonstrate the concept of lifelong learning with them. Go on YouTube, find a creative activity, download some bits and pieces, cut things, stick things, glue things, make things, code things. Just do it.
I love it. That's really simple and straightforward. How do you see art connecting communities? Are we all going to be banksters and do something on the Reading prison wall, or can we scale that back a bit?
Well, let's go back to my definition of art, Russell. A lot of people say they like it, and then they still gravitate back to paint and splashing stuff around. Art is what we call it when what we do might connect us to somebody else. And some of the best moments that I remember from Steamco days in schools is when dads come in with their power tools and knock a stud wall up that the kids paint on. Or another dad comes in and helps shift a ton of clay and then watches with pride as the kids make something with that. It's something for everybody. And their mum's making squash, something for everybody. And I think that's what this is about. It's about everybody feeling that they can contribute. But then once you've broken that down, then they start getting involved, and suddenly they've done a drawing. Suddenly they've done some sticking, some gluing, some coding, and they realize, wow, I can do this. It's a bit like, I don't know if you've seen that book Mike Fairclough's got at the moment, Wild Thing, a wonderful book, which is all about embracing childhood traits in adulthood. And I think if we can get parents to get stuck in and start painting and gluing and sticking like this, like they maybe did or didn't do at school, I think we might just be a happier place.
No, I love it as well. I think that's absolutely fab. Lorraine just got in contact as well. She says on the pad, thanks Lorraine, really appreciate that. My son went around London photographing all the high-vis people doing a range of things at the start of lockdown. Wow, that was interesting. It was fascinating. Another creative art photography project. Lorraine, we're fascinated. We need a link to this artwork so we can share it with our community. Well, yes, did you get Nick Corston?
I don't remember signing a release form for that, Russell.
That's good. Lorraine, we need a link to that. Please just share it on the pad there as well. Oh, absolutely stunning. Maria, what have we got next?
Thank you, Russell. So, Nick, I'd like to ask you something that you mentioned at the beginning of the show, because you describe yourself as just a dad. What would you say to anyone who describes themselves as just something?
Well, they're obviously cheeky like me, aren't they? They're trying to create a point and create some differentiation. I say I'm just a dad because I want people to think that if I can do it, they can do it. Obviously, I've got a couple of technical tricks up my sleeve, but people have to shake off these labels that society, that their education, that whatever has placed upon them, and realize they can be whoever they want to be. Because if they're not prepared to, what chance have our kids got? We have to model the aspiration, we have to model the behavior, we have to model the future that we want our kids to create for themselves and for us, all our futures, as Sir Ken Robinson used to say.
Absolutely, and it's never too late to live a new dream, is it? Never too late to start again, never too late to do something fantastic. So, Nick, what's next for you? What plans do you have?
Well, the plans at the moment, we're basically doing we're on a 5-year plan, believe it or not. A lot of people tend to think this is just complete randomness, and it was for the first few years. But a couple of years ago, the culture minister, Jeremy Wright, invited me to Coventry and with a whole load of other people and announced Festival 22, hashtag Festival UK 2022. And that's basically £120 million national festival of creativity. And I went away from that very excited. We launched our hashtag Art Connects 19U, where we did pop-ups and stuff all over the year. Last year was Collaborate 20 year, where Nile Rodgers talked to us about the importance of collaboration. How as a singer-songwriter, he writes for an orchestra, not just for himself. This year is Inspire a Nation 21 years. So what we're looking to do this year, we're doing a whole month Coventry 21. We're doing free half-hour live stream assemblies with all this craziness into school communities, with a view that once they let us out, we're going to go back to those schools and do the rockets and do the coding and do the pop-up stuff. And tomorrow I'm actually in Dewsbury, actually, with the amazing Kirsty Stubbs, I think her name is, a tattooed head teacher, that's why I know her, on Twitter. I've got a fantastic day there tomorrow. And then later in the year, I'm going to try and raise £200,000 to build a team and to put 3 mini-me's, we call them Steamsters, on the road with drop trucks to prove that what I'm doing can scale and be sustainable. Because it's not hard for a nutcase like me to do this, but what we've got to prove, if we're going to have real impact, is that 3 people can do it. And then next year, we're going to raise £2 million from the government and companies and wherever we can get the money. And we're going to put 22 people like me on the road. And we're going to give everybody one of these. He says, fumbling around desperately. There we go. We're going to get 22 of these disco mirror balls, and we're going to hang these in trees all over the country to shine light in the darkness, to inspire and connect everybody with the good vibes that are disco music, whatever we want to do. So there you go.
We love a glitter ball here. We love a glitter ball.
Very excited about that glitter ball. Yes, lovely. So, Nick, it's just incredible having you on the show this evening. It's just wonderful. You know, opening up to the power of arts within STEM and innovating the future. Where can our colleagues connect with you?
I'd like to say in a field in Devon in July, which is where I think we really first connected, wasn't it, Maria? Actually, we had our art camp festival. Yes. I think I'll play that out afterwards, actually, because Camp Festival last year was cancelled. And Camp Festival's in the grounds of Lulworth Castle. So we said, let's build a castle in the sky. I don't know if you know that Bill Withers song, Just the Two of Us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, building castles in the sky. Because building castles in the sky is actually a phrase that is designed to imply people not to think beyond their station. So we're going to be in festivals. We're going to be all over the country in school communities. But to answer your question, it's all the W's, steamco.org.uk. That's where you'll find us, or at Steamco on Twitter and bloody blah blah blah.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, Russell, we've got a last question we'd like to ask our listeners and our watchers this evening.
Absolutely. You just write us on the Padlet, folks. It's question 3. Which takeaway idea from tonight's show will you take away? What are you inspired to do? The question is up on the Padlet, and the Padlet's a lovely way of collecting all of your collectibles in one easy-to-follow place. So keep the conversations going on there as well. Pop an answer on there, or which takeaway idea from tonight's show will you take away, and what have you been inspired to do? We're running to time, I have to say, and that's really good. Thanks very much indeed. Nick, do folks follow him. All his contact details and everything you need, all the links and everything are on the main page as well. Just go and click on that, and a couple of comments. We'll be back with those in just a moment. Thank you so much indeed. We're really enjoying it. Here's our last track of this evening. This is Coldplay, one of my favourites. Excellent, loving this, folks. Really good. It's good. I can't believe we're at the time as well. We did not expect that with Nick, I have to say. He doesn't do one-word answers. It's
great. We should have him again.
He complimented me for doing short answers. I thought, blimey, what do you want? The sort of War and Peace version?
No, it's good. Short and chunky is right. Granular is something we like as well. So this is interesting. I love the rendered effect. It's stunning. It's really, really interesting. So I wonder if the delay is getting longer, the longer we get on. Which is very interesting.
What delay is that, Russ?
Well, the delay between me saying something and it going out on the radio channel, and then it appearing back inside YouTube, which is interesting. So there's that. So audio and video delay. So if I put my hand up and wave, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 second delay.
That's to YouTube. That's always YouTube's always been 10 to 15 seconds.
Wow, okay, cool.
The problem I had last week, was I had Professor Mick Waters on, and there was a 2-minute lag between his mouth moving and me hearing it. And basically, I realized that the GPU graphics processor in my laptop was running at 100%. And I'd actually not ticked the box that said use the graphic processor. So it was, because what I'm doing here is supercomputer territory, all this video and green screen, as you can imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah,
you've got to make sure you tick all the right boxes.
No, it's good. It's pretty good. I'm really impressed with that as well. So 11 seconds is not too bad as well. Really good. Just a slightly longer. Thanks, Ian. Thank you very much. So it's really good. I mean, if you're enjoying the show on YouTube, there shouldn't be a delay at all, really, folks, because our audio should be synced with the video here as well, because that's all being compressed. And it's only if you're mixing the video from here with the live broadcast on our radio channel, I think is very interesting. What's very interesting with the hands as well. Keep your hands still. Note to self, keep hands still.
No, I found that quite difficult. I'm quite hands, wave your hands in the air, so I kind of glue them to the table.
Can we do a high five? So I'm just going to have a position here to see if I can do a high five. So you're going to have to turn to your right and give me a high five. So I'm doing the full 10. There you go. So you need to hands up there. Be there for 10 seconds. Hey, that's way. Oh, that's your left, though, isn't it? That's your right. You need to do it to your right. Yeah, so that's good. Hey,
we'll have to get your proper green screen, stop all this dropout, because it'll be much
I know, yes. Well,
I'm really so excited.
She's got much better lighting than I.
I've even got my reflector, my photography reflector out.
That's so cool. I love that as well. 1 minute on the clock, folks. There's another comment from London South Art Hub as well. We all need this, Nick. Utterly brilliant. Thank you so much. We'll read that out live on the radio in a second. That's really good. And Lorraine's been back. He hasn't put them all together yet. There's a couple of high-vis photos. But here we're getting some. We've got some links to high-vis photos.
So what's the URL for your Padlet then? Where do I find that?
Oh, just go to the link that we've given you. So learnradio.net, go to that website and click on next live show, and then it'll bring your page up. And you've got your own page there with all the links. Oh, cute.
And Nick, would you have time after the show or tomorrow to put some of the books that you mentioned? Because I was busy scribbling them down. Bill Lucas, Mike Clare, Claire Clough. I think colleagues would love to hear about that.
20 seconds on the clock, folks, coming out now.
This is Seeds of Creativity, live on learnradio.net.
Coming towards the end of our show, 19 minutes to 9. Thank you so much indeed. On the contact Padlet, London South Art Hub. We all need this. Nick, utterly brilliant. Thank you so much indeed. It is lovely to have comments like that as well. We really appreciate that, and I think we echo that as well. Lorraine's been in contact. She has posted a couple of links to her son's Instagram account. Thank you so much indeed. Click on those, go through those, so and have a look at that as well. Only a couple of high-vis photos in London during lockdown on here at the moment. Hope the link works. There's no reason why it shouldn't, but thank you so much, Lorraine, for sharing that as well. I've just coloured that to say we've done that as well, and Lorraine's just confirmed that's up there as well. So those links are up there, and I think Nick, you're going to put something on the Padlet with all of the books that you've mentioned. That would be really handy.
I can pop some books up there and some further reading. Absolutely.
That is absolutely brilliant. Wow, we've enjoyed that, haven't we, Maria? It's been really good.
It's been great. I've loved watching myself. I've loved listening. I've loved all of it. Usually I ask you, Russell, what you enjoyed about the show, but I don't know if we can pinpoint it to one thing in particular.
The tech, I love that it's, we always said it's the cutting edge, but it's the bleeding edge of technology, because it's so sharp, and it is sharp, and this is innovation at its very best, and it was a great idea to come and do something new and exciting as well. I might revisit this again. Lots of radio studios have cameras in them to do a bit of that, but nothing on a scale. No one's mixing video and doing green screen graphics like this as well to this level, Nick. So you really pushed the boundaries here. We have absolutely loved it. And Lorraine says, thank you, Nick. Really interesting. You are very welcome, Lorraine. I think you're absolutely right. It's absolutely stunning. I was having a quick look on Twitter to make sure there's nothing else that we've missed there at all. No, happy to send a conversation there. Thank you. We keep going as well throughout the week, so the page is up, and you can write on it as many times as you like, folks. Go back, edit it, comment on someone else's post as well if you want. It's a lovely way of having a discussion, isn't it, Maria?
It is. We've got a lovely archive as well. We've got some wonderful shows that people can listen to again. That would be great for everybody to get involved. Thank you. So it leaves us to say, really, thank you very much for our listeners for tuning in and our watchers for watching and for all your contributions to this evening's show. And it leaves us to say goodbye for now and for you to enjoy sowing those seeds of creativity.
I wonder how they will grow, as we say. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this evening's show. We're entirely self-funded, and this project, if you'd like to make a donation or show your appreciation, there is a donation button at the bottom of this page, and everything goes towards our running costs as well. So GoFundMe link there as well. Thank you so much indeed for your support. We really do appreciate it. We'll have this up as a listen again just as soon as we can after the show. Don't go anywhere, because after this at 9 o'clock, Ian, Rocky, and myself are back with some yoga, some live yoga. After all this tech, you're going to want to sit and chill and relax. We have our resident yoga coach, Leslie. She's rather good, isn't she? She's really good.
She's amazing.
Leslie is with us at 9 o'clock, and Ian and I have got some great music for you. So a relaxing hour of live radio, very similar to this as well. And we'll be doing some live yoga as well. So thank you so much. Do join us next week, and we are back tomorrow for our Feel Good Friday show at 2:30. Until then, thank you very much. It's goodbye from her.
And it's goodbye from him.
That's the end of our live studio broadcast.
Thank you very much. It's a wrap, as we say in the world of radio. Thank you.
I'm going to shuffle my papers like they used to do on the news.
Love it. Oh, yes, let's do that.
10 years ago, we went to
He's running his video now. Thank you so much, Nick. That's really good. All right, we'll talk to him later. Take care, matey. That was brilliant.
Pop-up virtual events at Eden Project. We did your part. Let's rewind that. Banging tune. Bill Withers, RIP. Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Maria. Lovely, lovely moments. Thank you for sharing that. We went to Camp Bestville for the first time and just had a wonderful time. I thought, how can we bring this creativity back to our kids' school? And we started Steamco, running mini creativity festivals in schools. This summer in lockdown, we've done a Parliament launch event. We did 3-day pop-up virtual events at Eden Project. We did Your Glasgow, where we built a cardboard pyramid stage in a school playing field just down the road from Glastonbury. And we thought, how can we beat that? Well, here we are at the School of Art and Wellbeing in Devon. When we would otherwise have been at Camp Bestville, which was obviously cancelled, we've had a fantastic team of people pull together a weekend event, #ArtCamp20. We had a range of creative activities for families to get involved with, not just here, but live streamed onto the internet. We had an eclectic art trail in a meadow out front where we literally mowed a path through the grass and filled it with art of people that we knew, people we reached out to, and also people in the local community as well. Our lighting designer created the most incredible night trail that was just mind-blowing. And we've had just a fantastic time with performances, with talks, with community engagement activities and creative workshops. The kids built a castle because, inspired by Camp Bestville again, inspired by the venue, the setting, Lulworth Castle, we decided to set out to build castles in the sky. A phrase that so typically implies not being really supposed to be thinking or aiming above your station. To inspire kids to not just aim high, but higher than high. And to aim as high as those castles in the sky, we built a cardboard castle. We built several. And at the end of the day, we realised it's all about connection. It's about community. It's about people. And it's people that have made this event possible here at ArtCamp20. And we want to roll this out across the UK now. For the rest of the summer, we want to run events like this. And we reach out to partners who've helped us in the past, people like Barclays, people like Google, people like CassArt, to help us again deliver these events, deliver these activities for people not only here, but elsewhere across the internet and across the world. Thanks for listening. If you'll support us as a patron or a patron by being a part of what we're doing with your art, do get in touch now. Really, really lovely session tonight. And if anybody's still with us, if anybody wants to check us out, then here's a little film that tells the Steamco story. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Let's have a look and see if there's anybody still here. What's going on? Let's have a look. Got a few people there. Thank you so much for checking it out. Carol, superb connection. Always lovely to see you, Carol. One love. Stay safe. Stay safe. Lovely message there from Ian. Very clever tech. Well, it's not mine. I'm just pressing the buttons. We do what we can. We do what we can. And we are nothing without people like Carol, People like Chris Dyson, people like Dave Shakeshaft, Chris Tolson, all these amazing people. And I'm so excited tomorrow to be going into a school in Yorkshire, in Dewsbury. Fantastic, wonderful evening. Thank you all so much. We're all born artists. The problem is to remain an artist as we grow up. That was Pablo Picasso. And I think we've got to help our kids, all our kids, aim high in life. Not just high, but higher than high. We've got to help our kids find their passion, their art. So I'm Nick Corston. I'm just a dad. I'm co-founder of STEAMco. One day maybe I'll be the CEO, I don't know. So STEAMco is a non-profit community enterprise that helps connect our kids with their art and our communities with their schools by running creativity days. And we want to get the whole community involved. We want people who've had kids, not had kids, got kids, whatever, to come and work with us to help us run these days.
It's magic! It's magical!
What inspired me? Well, I saw a talk by Sir Ken Robinson. I read half a book called What's the Point of School? On what we should be teaching our kids. And I went to Camp Bestial, which is really a Glastonbury for kids. And I thought, I want this in my kids' school. I've got a lovely little film my dad gave me of me when I was 1 and him with my first ever train set. And I show that to kids in schools all over the country. And how my dad gave me the greatest gift. He gave me my art. Because art is what we call it when what we do might connect us to somebody else. So art could be painting, it could be photography, it could be cooking, it could be coding, it could be dancing, it could be design, it could be DJing, it could be robots, it could be rockets. The fun, the excitement that we have making and firing rockets in schools is to be seen, to be believed.
This is the best show of my life.
This truck contains everything you need to run a creativity festival in a primary school. 30 coding kits with the BBC Microbit. We've got rocket making kits. We do cardboard challenge. We can do the egg drop. We've got a t-shirt printing machine so we can print I Love Art t-shirts. So the kids design their own logo, take a selfie. We've had thousands of posters of those done. That's with JR, French street artist JR. So we've got communities all over the country designing I Love Art logos, taking photos, and we sent them off to JR and he's printed 1,000 of these off for us, which we're fly posting all over the country. So in lockdown, we got an Arts Council grant and we built a green screen TV studio. We've been live streaming events all summer. We did a 3-day Glastonbury event where we built a half-sized pyramid stage from cardboard and code and ran 3-day events. We had Martin and Gary Kemp. We had Glenn Matlock from the Sex Pistols on stage alongside community artists, dads and their kids. And we had a young lad from Leeds called Lenny who played his piano on stage, all virtual. And that's what we want to do. Lockdown's not going to lift in a hurry. And we're running festivals from a spare bedroom here in Paddington, but we need people involved. We want people to collaborate for creativity.
I think they're doing fantastic work with STEAMco.
For me, collaboration is everything.
Elton John gave me the greatest gift. Actually, he made a film, I don't know if you saw it, with John Lewis, where basically he tells the story of how he was given a piano as a kid and worked hard and made literally $1 million. I saw that film, ripped it off, put our own subtitles on it, and Elton John retweeted it. It had 50,000 views in an hour, and I went on a 2-week UK tour from Cornwall all the way to Carlisle, showing that film, showing my train set film, talking to kids about art and creativity, letting off rockets, and inspiring schools across the country in our 12 days of Creative Christmas tour.
You've inspired one little boy in particular, a very quiet boy, and as that rocket shot into the air, we heard the words blast off come out of his mouth.
Innovation, technology, and dreams rocketing up to the sky.
The state education system, we have a lot of people feel it's been narrowed and narrowed and narrowed, focusing on teaching and testing of highly academic subjects, which are important, which are right for some kids, but it's not for everybody. And some kids come out of the education system literally broken. 9 out of 10 schools in Britain have reported cutting the arts in some way or another, which is a real tragedy. And we're going to lose that cutting-edge creativity that made Britain so famous. Creativity is Great Britain, after all. The ideal future for me would be a whole load of these trucks on the road with passionate, enthusiastic, committed, creative people, helping connect kids with their art and communities with their schools all the way across the UK. As Albert Einstein said, imagination can take us anywhere.
I would like to have steamed co day in my class.